Brooklyn Park will soon offer small businesses a space to operate and hopefully collaborate to grow and succeed. Rusty Ray explains more about a small business center that's expected to open sometime in May.
The space we're in now is the main business side.
It's a big vision.
What's going to be down the central part of this is the dedicated desk. So we're going to have glass walls that are going to go up.
William Anderson with the City of Brooklyn Park is all too happy to show off this small business center. It's 80% complete as the city reworked the old Northwind Plaza strip mall.
So approximately 60 businesses. It's going to be a mix of retail spaces. We have about 21 retail bays, and the rest will be dedicated office space for business owners that want to be a member and have this be their main location. And we have different flexible options for people to come in, on a daily base rate, or just to come in and use one of our hot desks as an option.
The hope is to attract diverse businesses started by owners from diverse backgrounds and to allow those businesses to learn and grow from each other.
The learning and growth, in our opinion, doesn't just come from one business coming in here to operate in silo, but what do you learn and what relationships do you build from those that are also in the space?
The idea is to turn this area into a small business incubator that could lead to bigger and better things.
Brooklyn Park has a history of entrepreneurship. People are not afraid to step out and take a risk and start something on their own and thrive. So having this space as a centralized location to bring our diverse community together through business and commerce, I think, is a win-win.
Rusty Ray, CCX News.
In Golden Valley, the city is reviewing plans for a new auto dealership. The Luther Automotive Company is proposing a new Genesis dealership just south of Interstate 394 on the site between the Toyota and Jaguar Land Rover dealerships. It would become the new home for Genesis, which would move from a shared location in Bloomington. Genesis is the relatively new luxury vehicle division of Hyundai. The new Genesis building would be smaller in height and size than the neighboring Toyota and Jaguar Land Rover dealerships. Also proposed is a new 5-story parking ramp on the northeast corner of the site. The new dealership would bring 25 to 30 new jobs in Golden Valley. The project is contingent on city council approval. The latest development in Maple Grove will bring hundreds of jobs to the doorstep of the city. Reporter Rusty Ray spoke with city planners about the so-called Project Libre and its mystery tenant.
We have tree removal going on here, and it was a little bit of a challenge just because of the unique shape of it.
These 30 acres at the corner of 169 and 694 offer the city a significant opportunity.
You see a wetland right here. That's going to stay in place, and so that's part of the Shingle Creek watershed, important to kind of Shingle Creek that kind of comes through under the freeway and the lakes over there. So that's going to stay, and the building's going to be designed sort of around the wetland, so it's going to be very attractive.
Maple Grove Community Development Director Joe Hogaboom said the goal was to find a tenant that could help transform the area. 5
to 10 years from now, this will look completely different, filled with businesses here. It's very lucrative because it's one of the last undeveloped pieces of land in the Twin Cities on the Beltline Highway, so we think we're in a pretty good position, but it fits very well with our goals for the city.
A proposed 244,000 square foot facility will house 500 employees when it opens within the next 2 years.
The business itself will face the intersection of the freeways over there, so it'll have its front door to Maple Grove.
City leaders are still pretty tight-lipped about what company this is, but they did tell me it's one already in the Twin Cities that's relocating and expanding.
Fits in very well with our goals to bring in jobs to the city of Maple Grove, not just jobs, but high-paying jobs.
And city officials say it could help bring more industry just like it to a fast-growing sector of the Twin Cities.
We're also next to Brooklyn Park and Plymouth, which have very robust economic development. It helps us as a region, but at the same time, there are businesses that we work with that are looking at the different cities, and so really have to remain competitive there as well.
In Maple Grove, Rusty Ray, CCX News.
This month, an important fundraising campaign is taking place to help families impacted by rising food prices. The CEAP Food Shelf in Brooklyn Center is taking part in the Minnesota FoodShare March campaign. It's the largest grassroots fundraiser of its kind in the state. For CEAP, the goal is to raise $200,000 and collect 150,000 pounds of food by April 9th. CEAP, like other food shelves, has experienced a surge in visits as government pandemic-related assistance has ended.
Visits to Minnesota food shelves hit a record high in 2022, and CEAP continues to see an increase in first-time visitors to our food market. For neighbors who were already living paycheck to paycheck, inflation is an ongoing crisis. As pandemic support programs like Emergency SNAP come to an end, CEAP is our community safety net that's here to fill that gap, but we need our community support to do so.
CEAP shares about 500,000 meals each month through its food assistance programs. For more information on where you can drop off non-perishable items or make a financial donation, check out our website, ccxmedia.org. And finally, we leave you today with a moment in nature. This spring hasn't felt much like spring so far, but there are a few glimpses if you just know where to look. Here's what photojournalist Dustin Scholl captured earlier this week.
After a great winter season, we present the first of our all-area teams. Here's Jay Wilcox with the CCX girls hockey team. Thanks to CTN in Coon Rapids and Park TV in St. Louis Park for additional video.
We start our CCX all-area girls hockey team with a potent group of forwards.
Oh, here comes Retram on the breakaway, shorthanded, she scores!
Number 10, Stella Retram of Maple Grove had a superb senior season. A first-team All-Metro and All-State pick, Retram had 27 goals and 31 assists for 58 points.
Now their breakaway for the senior and drags it in.
The Crimson offensive MVP, Retram, will play for Penn State. Number 13, Avery Shaw had a good junior season for Hopkins Park.
Shaw brings the home crowd off their feet.
A dynamic scorer with great vision, Shaw was an All-Lake Conference pick and had 16 goals and 16 assists. Number 8, Bella Shipley of Maple Grove is one of the state's better juniors. Shipley had 21 goals and 33 assists, totaling 54 points. The all-conference pick is verbally committed to Minnesota State Mankato. Number 32, Kara Cook, was a 4-time all-conference pick for Armstrong Cooper.
Firing and scores!
Cook had 14 goals and 15 assists this season and ranks 3rd all-time in career scoring for the Wings. Number 20, Lily McKenzie, led Champlain Park Coon Rapids in scoring as a sophomore. The All-Northwest Suburban pick had 16 goals and 25 assists for 41 points on a team that placed 3rd in the conference. Number 19, Kelsey Olson, centered Maple Grove's top line as a sophomore. A strong contributor defensively, too, Olson had 9 goals and 24 assists to rank 3rd on her team in scoring. She has Division I interest. Number 9, Claire Riestenberg of Armstrong Cooper rounds out our forwards.
Riestenberg, great job to win that puck back.
The junior is a 2-time all-conference pick and led her team with 17 goals, adding 11 assists. A strong defensive core includes number 5, Haley Eikos of Osseo Park Center.
And Eikos still with it. Yeah, there's an error score.
The senior all-state pick had 22 goals and 14 assists while logging tons of ice time. She'll play D1 hockey at Vermont. Number 55, Lulu Rusinski, played on Benild's number 1 defensive unit as a sophomore.
And a wrist shot at the goal!
Blessed with a great shot, Rusinski had 11 goals and 12 assists for a strong Red Knights squad. Number 8, Kylie Scott of Champlain Park Coon Rapids was one of the top defensemen in the Northwest Suburban Conference. The honorable mention All-State pick chipped in offensively with 13 goals and 14 assists. Number 6, Sam Matthew was a strong leader for Wayzata. Team MVP and All-Lake Conference pick Matthew had 6 goals and 2 assists for the Trojans.
There's a shot to score! Sam Matthew from the point.
She'll play D1 hockey for Long Island University. Number 24, Grace Erickson, was Team Defensive Co-MVP for Maple Grove. An all-conference and honorable mention all-state pick, Erickson had 7 goals and 14 assists for the Crimson. Number 9, Bailey Gray, is another skilled sophomore for Benilde St. Margaret.
Shot in the goal.
The All-Metro West Conference pick is great at starting breakouts and had 17 assists along with 4 goals this season. Our goalie is number 1, Danny Strom of Maple Grove.
Strom the save, the rebound try, and makes it.
The first team All-State pick was co-defensive MVP for the Crimson and had a 14-5-1 record, 1.36 goals against, .940 save percentage, and 7 shutouts as a junior. Strom played for the U.S. U18 national team for a tournament in Sweden during the season. Her coach calls her the best goalie in the state. It's a great squad, the 2023 CCX All-Area Girls Hockey Team. These players also had strong seasons, the honorable mention picks for girls hockey. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.